Hello, welcome to Vidya's cooking channel. This is Vidya Lakshmi. Today I'm going to be showing you a very traditional egg curry dish. So this egg curry is served with rice basically for the lunch, and we also eat this egg curry with dosas and idlis for tiffin. This egg curry tastes excellent the next day. So let's look into the process and all the ingredients required for this recipe and get started. We require soft boiled eggs for this recipe. Boil the eggs, peel it and reserve it in a bowl. I've laid out all the ingredients required for this recipe. We'll be using boiled eggs. For the curry or the tamarind curry base, we would require tomato, tamarind, a lime-sized tamarind, garlic which is crushed and reserved, onion, curry leaves. For the masala paste, we would require curry leaves, onion, chili, ginger, fenugreek, pepper and cumin. Spice powders, we would require chili powder, turmeric powder and coriander powder. For the tempering, we'll require fenugreek, cumin and mustard seeds. We would also require asafoetida. Ingredients used in this recipe will be listed in the description box below this video. A detailed recipe will be posted on my blog. The blog link will also be listed in the description box below this video. For the curry sauce, we have started to add the tomato and tamarind in a pot of water. We'll place it on low to medium flame and allow it to boil. Here we are preparing the masala paste or the curry paste. For the curry paste, we have added oil in a wok and placed it on medium flame. We'll also be adding ghee. Just a tiny amount of oil and ghee. It enhances the flavor and taste in the curry. So we'll add all the ingredients for the masala paste and fry it on low to medium flame. For the sauce, the tomato and tamarind is boiling. It will cook in 5 to 10 minutes. Here we are frying all the ingredients for the masala paste. We'll drain the excess oil from the masala and we'll add it to the mixer jar. The excess oil and ghee will be used in the curry sauce. So once your peppercorns and cumin starts to sputter and the onions turn transparent, transfer the masala to the mixer jar. We'll add tiny amount of water and grind it. In the meantime, the tomato and tamarind is boiling. Here you can see the amount of oil which is left out. We'll use it in the curry. We have started to grind the masala paste with tiny amount of water because we are not grinding a lot of masala paste. Just a tiny amount of masala paste is what we have ground. So once the masala paste is ground, we'll reserve it. Here you can see the tomato has cooked. It is softened and the tamarind has also cooked and it is softened. At this point, we'll remove it from the flame and allow it to cool for some time. We have to extract tamarind pulp. If your pulp is still warm, then we'll use a balloon whisk to extract the tamarind pulp. Here we have drained all that excess pulp and we've reserved only the tomato and tamarind. Now using a balloon whisk, we'll whisk the tomato and tamarind and extract the pulp. The sauce is very tasty the next day. So we normally add fish to this particular sauce. We add eggs. We also add potato. So depending on the vegetable that we have at home or the meat we have at home, we prepare this tamarind sauce. It is called as mutta pulikoramba in the local language. Now using a balloon whisk, we have whisked the tomato and the tamarind pulp. We have added excess water and we'll extract the pulp. So this is the easiest way that we prepare this. Many people they use raw tamarind and raw tomato. It takes a lot of time to extract the pulp that way because your tamarind has to soak for a longer period of time. Here we have cooked the tamarind and tomato to extract the pulp in an easy way. So now we'll strain the pulp and add it to the thicker extract of pulp that we strained earlier. Now you can see the pulp is extracted. We can add excess water to the tomato and tamarind and extract more pulp. So approximately 3 glasses of water is what my mom used to extract the pulp. I was requesting my mother for this recipe for a very long period of time, and finally she happened to prepare it, and I happened to be at home and record this. So now in the same wok which we fried our masala paste, we'll be adding the oil and we'll also add ghee. We'll start preparing the curry. Now the oil and ghee has reached a smoking point. We have added the mustard seeds, cumin and fenugreek. We'll allow this to sputter. Normally in winter weather or rainy season, we like to have spicy food, and that's when we prepare this tamarind curry or the puli korumbu. Now we have added curry leaves and crushed garlic. This is 2 whole bulbs of garlic that is peeled and slightly crushed. We'll fry the curry leaves and garlic. We've also added onion. If you can find tiny and small shallots, you can use it. During this COVID period time, I could not find all of that. We had limited groceries near my house, so whatever was available, we prepared this curry with. We have added asafoetida and fried the onions. Now we'll first add the coriander powder and turmeric powder. We'll fry the coriander powder and turmeric powder till the raw flavor reduces. Once we add the chili powder, it will start to burn. So chili powder burns faster. Now the coriander powder and turmeric powder has fried. We have added salt. Now we'll add the chili powder. We can also adjust the chili powder while we are preparing the curry. Now once we have added the chili powder, we just fried it for a few seconds and we have added the masala paste that is ground earlier. We'll fry the masala paste till all the ingredients are well combined and fried. Now at this point we have added the tamarind pulp that we extracted and we'll stir the curry. Now itself you can see the oil has separated and the curry will start to boil. You can see how the curry is. We can taste test. If there is excess tart content in the curry, we can add and adjust the salt or chili powder and even water as per our preference. Now the curry has started to boil. We'll just core the eggs with the knife and add it to the curry. We'll allow the eggs to boil in this curry for 5 to 10 minutes. And that's about it. Once your egg has boiled in the curry, it's ready to serve. This recipe is so simple. It has got intricate details that you have to follow, but it is very tasty. We normally prepare this curry in bulk and use it in a period of 2 to 3 days. The more the curry stands for a longer period of time, the egg or the meat or fish absorbs this curry and the flavors and taste enhances. So this is our version of Muttapuli Korambu. A detailed recipe will be posted on my blog. The blog link will be listed in the description box below this video along with all my social media handlings. The same recipe is also translated and posted in Tamil channel. So the Tamil channel link will also be listed in the description box below this video. This curry tastes excellent once it stands for 2 or 3 days. Do try this recipe and post your comments. Here is our version of Muttapuli Korambu. I've served it with hot steam cooked rice. We'll just add a tiny amount of ghee on top and mix it with the rice and eat it. So all that you require is a tiny amount of sauce or the curry. You can eat a lot of rice. Do give this recipe a try and post your comments. If you enjoyed watching this video recipe, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me for more recipes. I will be seeing you soon with the next recipe video. This is Vidya Lakshmi. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.